All right, Shalom. First off, I want to start off by saying all praises, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai by Hashem Kakadash. It's all praises to the War God's God, whose true name in Hebrew is Yahweh by Hashem, meaning in the name, and Yahushai meaning the name of the only begotten Son. I also want to say double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and mercy to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, the hopeful elect. Shalom, shalom. On the brother Tazabon, the Great Millstone, Arizona Camp, Lower Well, with another video to edify. And I got to go through this lesson, right? The Lord put the thought in my head, and it's something I've been melding over for a little bit of time. And ultimately, we come into the time of Jacob's trouble. We come into the time where the mark of the beast is about to be implemented. Right? We see things coming up as far as prophecy's sake that spells out that we got to be ready to go through tough times, man. Right now we've gotten our experience, right, through the time frame of whatever brothers have been in, right, learning from the elders and apostles and men under them through their experience. But we come into the time where we're gonna have to walk and move on faith, and moving in those days, we can't have a double mind, right? We can't let the flesh and the thoughts that the flesh produce overpass what the Lord said he was going to do. The Lord gave us promises, and those are the things that we got to stick on, right? But I'm going to start off with this. This is 2 Ezra 14 and 13. It says, "Now therefore set thine house in order, and reprove thy people, comfort such of them as be in trouble, and now renounce corruption." Right? It says, "Let go from thee mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man, put off now the weak nature." So you got to let go of those mortal thoughts. The mortal thoughts will tell you, well, while I'm going to sleep, what I'm going to eat, what Esau going to do, man, are they going to come at this time? And, hey, all you got to know is that, like Yahushua said to the disciples, he said, it's not for you to know the time and day that the Lord had put. Right? It's not for us to know the exact time and hour and everything that the Lord's about to do, but we got to know that the Lord is going to fulfill his promise. And part of his promise is what? Taking care of us. That's something we have to have an extreme faith in, that the Lord is going to take care of us. But letting all those other thoughts rule your mind, it'll make you sit here and become fearful. Right? And fearing the wrong things lead to death. Fearing the wrong things lead to poor decisions. Right? You saw that with the whole pandemic shit. And they were giving out the juicy juice. You have men that call themselves Israelites telling you to trust Esau and his brand new shit. You have men sit there and tell you when the plagues came to go to your enemy. Because what? Through fear, unbelief, and selling out, they made those decisions. So you see the negative aspects of not just trusting in the Lord. So now that you see those things, you got to have a mindset to where you put away those mortal thoughts, right? You cast away the burdens of man. You ain't got to worry about how you going to eat. Is your woman going to stay down, all that shit. Hey, at the end of the day, if our women don't stay down, the Lord's going to give us a woman that will. Right? And the Lord is always about increase. He's not going to put you down, but take away one from you and give you something worse. Right? It says, put off now the weak nature, because that is weakness. When Yahushua was walking on water, well, what did he say when Peter started to sink? Right? He said, why did you doubt? That was a sign of weakness. The doubt was a sign of weakness. So we got to put away that weak nature. Right? And you got to put on as the hopeful elect. That's all out faith. It says, set aside the thoughts that are most heavy unto thee, and hastily to flee from these times. And that's what you got to do. Because holding on to those fears, thinking about the what ifs, and not thinking about what? Getting out of this place. just wanting the Lord to do his work, those things keep you from fleeing from these evil days. And we got to stay in a mindset to flee from this time. This is Proverbs 29. And 25. It says, the fear of man bringeth a snare. You see? And a lot of men are going to be afraid by what Esau does. The scriptures tell you, who are thou, old man, O son of man? Let me get this. Here it is. Isaiah 51 and 12. It says, I, even I am he that comforted you. Who art thou that thou shouldest be afraid of man that shall die, and of the son of man which shall be made as grass? Right? So you can't fear men, because that fear stunts the ability of the spirit to work within you. Right? That's why when Peter started to doubt, he started sinking. It created a snare. He fell into the trap of the flesh instead of staying in the hope and the power of the spirit, man. So back in Proverbs 29 and 25, the fear of man bringeth a snare, and whoso put his trust in his trust in Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai shall be safe. Right? So that's all we got to do. We can't let our minds go too far in the things that are in this world, because it's going to stop us to be dealing and make us deal within the flesh, within the confines of what our eyes can see. Remember, the scriptures tell you the things that are not seen are more important than the things that are seen. The things that are seen are temporal, but the things that are not seen are immortal. So you got to trust in the faith that you have in the Heavenly Father, that he's going to make mountains move for you. This is Sirach 41 and 3. It says, fear not the sentence of death. Remember remember them that have been before thee, right? And that come after thee. And one of the people that I always remember in the sentence of death is Hezekiah, right? He was on his deathbed. The Lord told him to get his house and his affairs in order. And what did he do? He prayed to the Heavenly Father, and the Lord gave him another 15 years. A simple prayer, a supplication, and some tears. And the Lord was moved with compassion to give a man another 15 years when he was determined to bring him back to him. Right? But in order to have that type of faith like that, instead of just dealing in the flesh, you got to actually look towards and believe in this thing. You got to have a mindset that the Lord can do all things, man. And that's where our strength lies. Our strength lies in our belief in the Heavenly Father. And that's what you got to always have, right? Fear not the sentence of death. Remember them that have been before thee and that come after. For this is the sentence of Yahweh over all flesh. And why art thou against the pleasure of the Most High? See, if it's written us in a plan to have to perish, right? Right now we're saying it like it's a light thing. I understand. But when that day comes, Lord will, you have the mind to die a great death, man. Right? Not to bitch up, not to fold up, not to sound like a hoe, man. But to stand in faith that the Lord is going to bring you back. Right? It says, because that's the pleasure of the Lord. If it's our time, that is the pleasure of the Lord. It says, pleasure of the Most High. It says, there is no inquisition in the grave, whether thou hast lived 10 or 100 or 1,000 years. The children of sinners are an abominable. No, that's it on that one. But you can't fear even a sentence of death, man, because that's only, hey, if we die on this side, it's the beginning of us getting to the kingdom. Right? To be absent from the Lord, be present in the body is to be absent from the Lord. Right? That's what it is. So if the Lord calls us to be put to death in any way, right, whatever it is, hey, may the Lord give us a spirit to bear it. That's the mindset that Lord will, I'm going to have even in that day, man. It's in Matthew 6 and end it on this one. Matthew 6 and 25, right? Matthew 6 and 25, it says, therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, or what ye shall drink, nor yet for your body, what ye shall put on. Is not the life more than meat, and the body than raiment? Right? So in that day, it shouldn't be, what are we going to eat, where are we going to sleep? No, it shouldn't be that. Right? The Lord said we're better than many sparrows. This is verse 26. It says, behold, the fowls of the air, for they sow not, neither do they reap, nor gather them into barns. Yet your heavenly Father feedeth them. Are ye not much better than they? Right? The Lord is going to prepare provision for us, just like he did in the wilderness with the prophets. Right? The Lord had a raven feed a prophet. The Lord had a woman, one measure of I think it was barley or wheat that never ended. She just kept cooping out of the bag for however long it was. And she fed the prophet, herself, and her son during a time of famine. Right? The Lord has the power, and he does things like this to show us that he is real, man. But keep your eyes on that prize, man. Lord willing, this is edifying. All right? Put off the weak nature. Shalom.